Good morning. Time to make the coffee. Oh, it's steaming again. It seems to do that a lot when it's only in the 50s outside and cool and damp. We've been having weather going down into the 40s and into the 30s sometimes. So then the furnace doesn't turn on as often when it's in the 50s, and the house is kind of chilly, even though I keep it at 68. So anyway, today the weather continues to be in the mid-50s. Looks like it's going to be semi-sunny today, but whatever it is, it is. So today's flavor, I'm excited to try this. I found when I went to Mark's, I found Boston's Best had chocolate raspberry coffee. And those guys that have been with me for a while, you know I like chocolate raspberry coffee. The one from Aldi's was wonderful, but I haven't seen it this year. So if any of you go to Aldi's and you see it, let me know, because I will go there and buy more coffee because I loved that coffee. That and the vanilla creme brulee, I think, are the two best coffees that Aldi's has put out so far. So anyway, that's what's on the menu this morning, and I plan on staying home with no handymen coming over, and I think I might just make it a pajama day. I don't know, we'll see. So, alright, let's give this a little chocolate creamer and give it a taste, because I'm excited to taste this, and I will be totally honest with what I think. Alright. Cheers. That may not be enough creamer, but I want to see if the coffee has any taste at all besides coffee. So cheers. Nope. Nope. I don't taste much in the way of chocolate raspberry. So I'm going to put a little more creamer in there. I just taste coffee. Well, anyway, we'll drink it. It's okay for coffee. But I don't taste chocolate raspberry. I could put some chocolate and raspberry syrup in there, which I do sometimes, and that ups the flavor. But it makes it sweeter too. So let me try it with more creamer. Yeah, that's better. I still don't taste any raspberry, though. But, like I said, I will drink it. So, I'm so glad nobody is coming over today, at least that I'm aware of. And I'm going to put my best effort into getting my downstairs put back together, because it's still a mess. I need a day of just straightening up and cleaning and not doing stuff in the garden. I need to concentrate on my lower floor of my house. So that's what's on the plan today. And I don't have a lot of laundry to do, so that shouldn't be in the way. I don't have a lot of dishes in the sink, so that's good. So basically just straightening out, and I'll take a little box with me, and as I go, if I find things I don't want anymore, then they'll go in the box. So anyway, I'm going to enjoy my coffee now, even though it's not all I hoped it would be, but it's fine. So I'm still going to enjoy it, and then I will meet you at the budget book. All right, here we are back at the budget book. So yesterday I did spend money. I finished up my shopping, And hopefully that will be it for the rest of the month, maybe even into December. Now, I don't know with Thanksgiving coming up if I'll need to buy something. I'm hoping to use whatever I have in my freezer, because we still don't know what we're doing for Thanksgiving, where we're going to gather. Tentative plan is at my ex-husband's house, in which case I will take probably the pierogies over there to share. So I have things in the house and in the freezer, which is, fully stocked again, that I can use for Thanksgiving. So, and I have like wine to share. I would take a bottle of wine. So I think we're good in that part. So I'm hoping not to have to buy any more food until maybe Christmas Eve time. And, I'll probably have the family over here. So, but I'm thinking this year of maybe going with just finger foods and letting everybody just graze through the whole process, loading up my table with snacks and hors d'oeuvres and foregoing the big meal. Or maybe I'll just make a pot of chili, something that's really easy that I can throw in the slow cooker. I did that last year, I think it was, and everybody loved it. They pretty much fill up on snacks anyway. I buy the cheeses, and it doesn't have to be real expensive. Cheeses and crackers and guacamole and salsa and chips and maybe a brie cheese with crackers, and put that in the oven and melt it. So there's a lot of inexpensive snacks that you can buy. I'm thinking about, I have frozen spinach in the freezer, and I'm thinking of maybe making like an artichoke dip. I have all the ingredients for that, and maybe that for Christmas Eve, because I do like some warm hors d'oeuvres. So I think that's what I'm going to do this year. And of course I will make meatless chili, which I'll either put some TVP in or maybe just beans. The family seems to like those. So that's sort of my tentative plan for my holiday meals. They won't be very expensive, but they will be nice. And I have lots of bottles of wine that I've bought over the months. I don't drink wine by myself. I do drink it in social situations, but I won't have a bottle of wine a week that I drink up, but I do like to have it on hand. Sometimes my daughter will stop over and we'll crack open a bottle of wine and have some great conversation. Or sometimes we'll just have a coffee, whatever's appropriate. And I do have some coffee amendments like Bailey's or Frangelica or, things that you can put in coffee to make it a little bit more interesting, and put a nice blob of whipped cream on the top and sprinkle it with some either cinnamon sugar or chocolate, whatever. So there's a lot of things that you can do and make that make you feel like you're special, for lack of a better term. And they don't cost an arm and a leg. So that's my plan for the holidays. And like I said, we don't have a fast place to gather yet, but it'll be somewhere. So, all right. Well, I'm going to have a chat with you guys coming up and do a reading, and I'll be back. Okay, well, it's still coffee time. So I thought I would come on and have a little chit-chat and just talk about stuff. So I added a little bit of raspberry syrup to my coffee, and it did up the flavor. So cheers again, my friends. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you all feel well, that you're comfortable and cozy and have a nice warm house and lots of good food to eat. That is my wish and my prayer for all of you, each and every one of you, because you are all important to me. I know some people might think, but you don't really know me, blah, blah, but after a while, I have people that comment like on every video, which I think is absolutely great, because I do get to know you that way. I mean, I may not know what you look like, and that doesn't matter. I get to know you, I don't have to look at you with any other thing other than I get to know you. I get to know your heart. Let me put it that way. That's the best way that I can put things. And that's wonderful. So today I already lit my candles in the kitchen, and I'm going to make it very cozy, even though my house still looks like it blew up because I haven't been able to stay home. I wanted to get the grocery shopping out of the way. I had to do things with my mom, which I'm very thankful for, that, I still have my mom. I've been very blessed at 73 to still have my 94-year-old mom with me, and she's still with it, and we can still go out to dinner and have conversations, and I'm very, very blessed with that. So if you still have your parents, no matter what your age, try and have a relationship with them. I know sometimes people don't have the best relationship with their parents, but trying to understand their situation as they grow older. Sometimes they can get a little bit stubborn, or, a little, as they say, set in their ways, but try and maintain as best you can your relationship with your parents. Now, of course, if you had abusive parents, I think that tie needs to be cut, and you need to do things to heal yourself, associate with people that are positive and build you up. You don't want to pick people that tear you down, because that's what you're used to from your childhood. So if that's the situation, then please get some help to help you get over that not so nice childhood and not so nice parents. I was very blessed with my parents. I couldn't have asked for better parents, both my mom and dad. So I hope most of you had a similar situation. So, yeah, I got to do lots of cleaning up today, and because it just everywhere I look, on every counter, on my kitchen table, in the dining room, my plants are all askew because I had to move things. I brought plants in from outside. I brought my lemon tree and another fairly good-sized house plant. And I just have been so busy doing things that I haven't gotten to actually putting the things where they belong. So that's going to be my big focus for the day. I did manage to get most of my groceries put away. That's another thing that I dragged into the house because I wanted to get it over with at the beginning of the month so I don't have to go out and shop. Now, for those people that are new to my channel, I have kind of a weird way of shopping, and I know when I do a haul, it looks like, oh, I don't have a food budget and I can just buy anything and everything. But that's not really the case. The way I shop, when I average it out, it averages to be about $30, $35, maybe $40 a week that I spend on groceries. but I will do one big shop where I buy everything that I need for a month or 6 weeks or whatever time frame. And that's money that I haven't spent every week on grocery shopping. And one of the main reasons I do that is because, first of all, I've had a food stash for years. I mean, even before they started saying, oh, you should have a year's worth or 3 months worth of food in your house, you know, which I thought was very odd that a couple years before the, you know, the demic thing. I have to be careful what I say on YouTube, or they'll stop sending out my videos, which doesn't make me happy. But anyway, not everybody wants my opinion on that anyway. So, but I've always had food stashed away. It's something my mother did. She went through the war, and, you know, I think people in that generation who went through the war and things were not readily available, they learned a lesson that stuck with them their whole entire life. Well, I was fortunate enough that my mom taught me those things, and so I always had a food stash in the house. I very rarely ran out of food or had to run out and buy certain ingredients because I was going to be making a dish. So because of that, when the thing hit the fan, I was okay. You know, I didn't need to run out and shop every week. I didn't need to buy those, you know, 20 packs of toilet paper because I already had it. So, and that way I don't have to, you know, if something, let's say, okay, flour isn't going to be available, or coffee, or whatever the staple of the week is, I already have it, and I bought it at a time where it wasn't scarce and the price was good. So anyway, that's how I shop. I don't buy food for a long extended period of time, and then I go out and I buy whatever I need. Now, I don't usually buy real expensive food to begin with. I buy basic foods, and the basic foods are actually the cheapest. Now, the only thing that I do splurge on every now and then that's like way too expensive, I do buy some of the vegan meats that I like. They're not the only ones I eat. I do enjoy making my own. But when I'm tired and I don't feel like cooking, it's nice to have that kind of stuff just to, you know, pull out. And it's like having chicken McNuggets or frozen pizza in your freezer, or a TV dinner. You know, it's the same thing. You're tired and you don't feel like cooking, so you can just pull it out. Or make your own ahead of time. You know, cook a little bit extra and freeze 1 or 2 servings, and then you'll always have food available. So anyway, that's the way I shop, and it seems like, wow, she spends a lot of money on food, but I don't spend a lot of money on food for weeks. And then I use that money to either do home repairs, or I adjust it to, okay, I need to pay this bill this month, so I'll buy a little less food. Or, you know, this month I have a little more money for food, so I can stock up on this, whatever it is. So that's the way I shop, and I know that's not for everybody. Some people like to go out and get fresh every week. I don't mind using up all my produce and then going to frozen. In fact, I'm buying actually less and less produce and getting more into the frozen food, because I find that when I buy produce, I mean, you can buy 2 potatoes or 3 onions or whatever it is you use. But I find that per unit, you're actually paying a whole lot more than if you go out and buy a 5-pound bag of whatever potatoes are on sale for that week. And sometimes if I know I have too much, let's say, okay, 10-pound bag of potatoes is a better deal than 5 pounds, I'll give my daughter, oh, my neighbor is finally getting her, not cable, fiber optic. She's finally getting her fiber optic, and the truck is beeping, and of course the dogs had to let me know there was intruder alert. So anyway, back to my shopping. So that's how I shop, and it works for me. I've been shopping like that for a long time. And another thing that is a benefit to doing it that way, well, another benefit to doing it that way is that you can buy more ingredients at one time that you need. You will have everything available because you don't have to take $10 or $15 and just buy certain foods to make food for a week. You can buy everything you need if you save it up for more than 1 week, and that way you can buy all the ingredients you need to make multiple meals. At least I find that to be true for me in the way that it works out. So one last thing I wanted to mention is every now and then, especially if I go to Mark's or a place like Ollie's or something, they're deep discount stores, and they have some really, really great deals. So I think it's important to treat yourself to a few things that make you feel good. Now, I'm not talking about going crazy and, buying up the whole store, but, sometimes little gnomes make me happy, so I'll buy myself a little gnome for under $5. If they're too much, I won't buy them. Or I'll buy myself, a Dollar Tree nail polish, or I'll, just little things like that. As long as they're not too expensive and they're a bargain, and I don't drag all this stuff home to fill up my house again that I'm trying to unfill. I think it's important to not be too cheap with yourself, but to save a little bit of money up, even if it's $5, $10 a week, to buy yourself some things that make you feel good. If it's going to a coffee shop and buying a coffee for yourself, or going to the Dollar Tree and going crazy for $10 or $20, whatever you want to spend. I think we all need that little bit of a reward. At least that's my opinion, and that's what I do for myself. And it doesn't make me feel like, oh, I'm so poor, I can't afford this or I can't afford that. It lifts your spirits a little bit, and it focuses on having something rather than not having something. Does that make sense? In other words, you don't feel like you're so deprived all the time that you can't afford anything at all. And even if that means buying your favorite treat at the store, if you love crusty bread, spend the extra dollar rather than buying, $1 loaf of bread you don't really like to eat. Spend a little bit of extra money and get yourself a nice crusty loaf of bread, if that's your thing, or a nice flavored coffee, if that's your thing, whatever. But I think it's very important that we reward ourselves, especially when we're living on a fixed income with not discretionary money to buy whatever we want. I think that's very important. So, okay, I just wanted to talk about that a little bit, and I'm very chatty this morning. but I need to finish my coffee and start doing a few things, and I'm just going to do my way through the day and see how much I can get done. All right, I'll be back. Okay, 101 Ways to Simplify Your Life by Candy Paul. So today we're on day 9. How are we doing on simplifying our lives? I'm doing pretty well. I work on it every day, one way or another. So today it's take a deep breath. That's the lesson for today. And take one long breath to help you relax and relieve tension and stress. Deep breathing has a positive, long-range impact on your health. And that's a quote by Zig Ziglar. And it says, deep breathing is a simple way to relieve stress and tension. Shallow breathing creates a feeling of tightness and constriction, putting you into fight or flight mode. Deep breathing, however, relaxes and slows you down. Your body, entwined with mind and spirit, is wonderfully made by God. When you make gentle physical adjustments, like taking several deep breaths, you enjoy a corresponding mental and spiritual adjustment. As you open your lungs to receive the breath of life, allow the oxygenating energy to fill your entire body. As you release your breath in a deep exhale, let go of tension and constriction. Use daily deep breathing exercises as an opportunity to pray. Breathe in the love of God, exhale and let go of that which is no longer serves you. Perfect. I've been doing deep breathing for a long time, and it does work to relieve stress whenever I feel myself getting all, I just take several deep breaths. And I visualize bringing in the good energy, whatever you believe in. I believe I take in the love of God through the top of my head. I do an inhale, I inhale that, and then I visualize letting go of all the bad things. So whether it's bad things that I'm thinking about in my mind or bad things that have happened during the day, I just release that with the deep breath that I took in. And that works for me. It really, really does work. So it's something you have to practice. It's a form, actually, of meditation. And I really need to get back to that every single day. Sometimes we get busy and we forget, or, and then at the end of the day, it's like, oh, I could have done some deep breathing and maybe changed my attitude, or I would have felt better if I would have done that. And sometimes it takes a lot of deep breaths, if you're going through a very, very stressful situation or very, very stressful time. It takes many, many deep breaths, and take as many as you need. So, anyway, that's always worked for me, and I'm glad she addresses that in her book. So, all right. That's it for our lesson for the day. All right, well, I've had kind of a busy morning, but it's not hectic. I'm taking my time. Just going from one corner to the next, until I get the kitchen done, and then I'll be moving into the dining room. I at least want to get my plants put back, and I still need to get that microwave out. Like I said, my son said to donate it, so I think I'm going to order the donation people for next Tuesday, because I think maybe it was the 21st, I don't know. But anyway, maybe that's the Tuesday afterwards. I have a couple of big bags of clothes out there from that my grandson is donating, and that way I can get it all out of here and make some order so that before Thanksgiving the house, at least the downstairs part, is back in order and not so torn apart. So I'm having a cup of tea, and this is Bengal spice, and I put a little bit of that sugar cookie creamer in there. It's really good. Sometimes when I buy creamer that I'm not too crazy about in coffee, I'll use it for tea, and it's very tasty. So I'm having that, and then I'm having a couple of Christmas chocolates. These are the Domino cookies from Aldi's, so they're really good. So, alright my friends, I don't want to make this video too long, so I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself, be good to others. God bless you, and I'll see you next time.
If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. It helps my channel grow. Thanks for watching.